Hi, babe. I haven't seen you in 5 days. I miss you so much.
I feel like I haven't slept in 10 years.
Oh, he just rolled in.
What time is it?
Now we're
Where
podcasting.
am I? This isn't my hotel.
You're a fob.
Do you ever...
Fresh
Listen,
off the-
I'm interrupting our intro, but I just had a thought.
That's okay. We don't really have a legit intro yet.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Do you ever like get scared to fall asleep because you're afraid like you might be still driving right now?
No.
That's me all the time. Like, oh no, I'm still driving.
Oh my gosh.
You poor thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you're home for 2 days, so that's exciting.
What day is today? I thought it was Wednesday on Monday. I was like, oh my God, I'm late for men's group. And I stayed up late. I was like, okay, here we go, men's group. And then I was like, wait a minute, no one's calling me. It was,
Wrong day.
it was
Sad.
Monday. How do you mess that's
It's
that's
okay.
a lot.
It's okay. You'll come back to reality soon. Anyways,
there
we're
goes
podcasting
gravity. Oh.
today.
We are?
Yeah.
Dude.
Did you notice the microphone in your face?
Oh,
I put that there.
I thought you were just being
Not you.
kinky.
I did it.
Hey, yo.
It has been 5 days. So.
I don't know if I'm missing it that bad.
We're on our 6th episode. Last week you had to do it by yourself. Sorry.
I wouldn't call that an episode. I'd call that like an apology podcast. Sorry. And also sorry for that podcast because that was weird. Did you listen
I haven't
to
listened to it
Yeah,
yet.
don't.
You told me not to.
And, and if you're watching this one, don't.
No, what? Yes, watch it.
No, this one's fine. Last one.
Oh. I'm like, we didn't bring him here for nothing, okay? Okay.
No, watch this one. You are. Quick, get out while you still can.
Don't
Hasn't
stop
even
now.
started yet.
I'm sorry, I'm delirious.
This is good.
Welcome to
Welcome.
Marriages for Quitters,
Quitters.
where you learn to quit
Being selfish.
that.
And be your person's
Yeah,
person.
I'm that. Shut up, cat.
Oh, he wants to be on the podcast.
All right.
He wants to be a podcast. Sorry. Anyways, okay, we have special guests here. We're on. This is
Wait,
our
holy crap.
7th.
Where'd
Did
you
you
guys-
notice?
Where'd you
We're
guys
here.
come from?
My friend Michelle and
Need to
her
set it
wonderful husband Josh. Michelle
Mm-hmm.
and I met. I don't know why I said Josh, but Michelle and I
I
met
like
at
that.
church. I don't really remember exactly how we met at church, but I know at one point we were on the worship team together. Yay! Michelle is a
Yes.
wonderful singer, and I was playing drums. And we got confused a lot for looking like each other, which we don't. You are so cute. I don't get it. But I always would talk,
you're
even.
both
whenever we're
very
talking
cute
about
people.
Michelle,
Thank you.
he's like, "Who's Michelle?" I'm like, "The one that everyone says."
Josh, just give me a death stare now. Would you say about my wife?
No.
You better not.
But yeah, so we did. The
I think
worship
it's because we were both pregnant and
At
had
the
like
same
similar
time.
hair
Oh,
color.
yeah.
And you're
Because-
both on stage.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's kind of
There's
hard,
that.
right?
Mm.
Plus, we both have like the long.
Yeah. Egyptian.
I can see it.
We're
I mean,
Egyptian.
I
No,
yeah,
this
I
is-
guess. I don't know. I'll take it. I'll take it. Better than maybe.
Does
I don't know.
Lucas see it?
Yeah, no, I
You do?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
I do
mean,
too.
I haven't like I've never been like close to like patting your butt, but that's happened before.
Funny story.
That's actually happened to me before.
No way.
Yes.
I mean,
What do
it's
you
happened
mean?
with her mom before, but
So
I thought it was her. You know what I'm saying?
He has a crush on my mom.
we were at Bay Valley, and when Adam Arnold came to the church, it was like their first week there, and it was that summer festival, and he went to grab drinks or grab food or something like that, and I thought it was him, and
Oh
I
my
went up.
gosh.
I didn't grab a butt, but I like grabbed his arm, and I looked up, and I was like, "Oh, wrong husband." Sorry.
I can see that mix up.
Oh my
like
gosh.
On the corner eye.
That's
they-
exactly.
yeah.
It was just like the tall.
It's just
I
because they're tall. You girls
Oh
don't
my
even
gosh.
look, do
No,
you?
it's the
You're just like,
facial
oh,
hair.
my elbow's the right height. Let me just grab that one.
basically.
I did do that to my ex-fiance when we were at Disneyland. I'm sorry, babe, but you know. He was looking at a magazine thing and he had the same coat on, and I went and I put my arm around him. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
You should have. I would have played it off and been like, "You come here
I'm
alone."
sure.
or-
What if he had a girlfriend? I was like
Yeah, these
looking
speed
at
passes.
me. Speed pass.
You should have been like, "Oh my, I thought you were someone else." I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
We're off to such a fun start. I love
I
it. Okay.
Seriously.
So we met in church, and then obviously I met Josh through him. And do you guys through her? Do you guys even like really know each other?
No, I hate this guy. Why did you bring him over?
I hate Josh. He's like one of the best guys ever.
Can't believe it. He smells like foot powder.
Foot powder.
That's all I can think of. Do you smell like foot powder? 'Cause that's embarrassing.
That's
it.
That's it.
He's probably the least powdery person that I've heard of.
I don't like powder. Do you put powder on anything?
No.
You don't know.
Anything?
You ever see those guys where they're like,
All my
All
brothers.
his brothers. Every
Really?
single one
I
of
have 4
them.
brothers.
Yeah.
They all
It's
use
weird. I
my
don't know.
brothers were this, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
They were like rollerbladers, so they're like, yeah, you put this on your balls and it makes you feel cool.
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
oh, I tried it and I was like, it feels like I'm peeing myself.
Do you have sisters?
Gosh.
That was a true
All
story.
all boys.
Lucky.
Where are you in the mix?
I'm number 2.
Wow.
I just did a couple of those earlier.
You're killing me. I thought you were gonna be boring tonight with your driving.
I'm delirious.
You're delirious. Yeah,
I'm
you're
on the edge.
Poor guy.
Death. It's all good. I'm on my way out, guys.
Stay that way. It's fun. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Anyways, tell us a little bit about your relationship and what you do.
Oh, you're going first.
How'd you guys meet?
Dun,
Whatever.
dun,
You sound so sexy on the mic.
Ooh.
I know.
Thank
Isn't
you.
it weird?
You know
It
what I'm
like
saying?
changes your voice.
I am a nurse. I work in the hospital in Bay City. I work
Superhero.
in a mental health unit for 3 years.
I'm going to come see you soon.
Retired ER. I'll save you a bed. VIP.
Oh my god.
All right, sorry to interrupt. Keep going. Keep going. What is this noise I'm hearing? I'm hearing
I met
noises.
this beautiful lady 11 years ago.
In the mental
12 years
health
ago?
unit?
Yes.
I'm
No.
okay.
taking you home. I need help. Yeah.
They warned me about that. Yeah.
Where did you meet me at?
I met you at
Oh.
church, Bay Valley.
Huh?
11 years ago.
11 years ago.
I
Wait.
gotta do the math on that.
Did you like see her and it was like,
Actually, it's 12.
wow,
It'll be
wow.
12 in
Yeah, I think
December.
it was 12 or 13.
Love at
years
first
ago.
sight or anything?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
For both of you?
No.
Just me. Just me.
I like how you
Same.
both
Dude,
said
that's
that.
why because you guys, you have the same energy. That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's not your
same
looks, it's your
energy.
energy.
Yeah, it's a-
Could be.
I guess I'll just go right to it. I met her at Bay Valley at the college group.
Okay.
A friend of mine had been basically dragging me there for a number of years. We had lived together, and he kept asking me to come, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm busy, trying to be a college student. And finally, I went with him, and that, I don't know, was probably had been going there for maybe, do you remember? I've probably been going there for less than a year, like a summer basically.
Okay.
And she was sat right in front of us, and
Actually, it was behind.
was it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, because I kept looking backwards like this the whole time in church, trying to focus on the church.
Were you,
Praise
like,
the
making
Lord
googly
and
eyes?
hallelujah.
That's exactly what I was saying. Hmm.
And it was I think it was my second time there.
Oh.
So
So he was going first.
He
and
was
then you
going
started.
first. And there was actually a girl who kind of brought me along. So at the time I was just in like a really weird spot in life, like dating all the wrong people, doing all the wrong things. And I was at a party drinking, and her name's Stephanie. We were just talking, we were drinking. I don't know if she was or not, but she invited me to come to Bay Valley. She's like, I feel like it's like you're missing something. Like, why don't you come to church? I'm like, all right, cool. I'll do it. I'll show up. So I showed up on a Sunday, and then I had gone to one of the college nights with her. And then the second time I went by myself, she couldn't come. So I was sitting in the pew, or was it? It's
Seat.
chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Behind him and his friend and his brother and his now wife. And the whole service, this guy is like looking back the whole time. And I'm thinking, could you be
Making
like
sure the
any
scene
more
was
a
secure.
little less obvious? And he asked me out the first night,
Wow.
and I was by myself. Like, he's pretty like
Forward.
confident.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm good. No, not
we used
interested.
to go to Applebee's afterwards. Everyone would go. So it was a
Okay.
big
Yeah.
group. So I was like, just come with us. We're all going, you know. And she, of course, said no. Come to find out, she went to Applebee's that night
With somebody
in
else.
Saginaw with somebody else.
Rude.
Totally.
But yeah.
Wait,
What a
like somebody else,
player.
like another guy?
Just a girl.
Oh,
It
okay.
was just a friend. But
well, yeah, we need our girl time too. So
well, I was kind of at the point where I was not looking for anybody.
Right.
And when you say like love at first sight, when I saw him, I was like, yeah, he's cute. Like he's a good looking guy, but I wasn't like, I'm so interested. But I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it was a mental place that I was at. You know what I mean? Like I just wasn't looking for that. So then fast forward to like the next week.
Morning.
Oh,
was
yeah,
actually
you're
the next
right. I'm sorry.
afternoon.
The next.
I had been working out at the Cardinal gym at SVSU.
Yeah, you were.
Even though I was, even though I was graduated already, and I had been working out there for 4 or 5 years, and that very next day, it was what 1 or 2 o'clock or something, and
Yeah.
she was there, and I'm
We
like,
were like worked out,
"Hey,
and
thought I
I'd
could
never
get
seen him
away."
before in my life. I'd never ever seen him, so it was like, this is strange. And I don't know if you guys have been in there, but like the 2 sides have mirrors. So if you're working out, looking in the mirror, you see the other people working out in the mirror. So we're like looking at each other in the mirrors.
Mostly
I'm
her
like,
at me.
This is.
yeah.
So he asked me out again, like as we were walking out there. Somehow he just happened to walk out right at the same time I
finished
was.
my
Just
cool down set.
happened to be done at the same exact time. So from there he asked me out, and I was like, okay. And then we went out. We went to Lucky's for dinner, and we
That's
were
when I knew.
dating.
That's when you.
That's when I knew.
Because she picked
We went
steak.
on one date.
No, just like we were at dinner that night, and I'm just like,
And you never
trying
felt
not
that
to let-
before?
not like that. No,
okay.
like try not to let myself get like too excited,
Excited.
But I was like, this is who I'm gonna marry.
Wow.
I know I will marry her.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
And
he
she
told
ordered
me, like,
another beer.
then he told me, like,
You didn't tell her that, did you? I'm
No.
just
not then,
I know
but
better than
he
that.
did like shortly after, like 2
Okay.
weeks later.
Wow.
He's like, I am totally in love with you, and could
Wow.
totally see myself marrying you. It was weird.
And
I'm
what
like,
did you think?
I mean, I was shocked. I'm like, oh,
Because for some ladies, that would be a turnoff.
she was into
okay.
it though. Like you were into it enough for me to like share that with you.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it wasn't like a total surprise, but I was also like, what is happening?
He
Right.
means
You
business.
know. What?
He means business.
Yeah. So anyways, so from there, I mean, I think we were engaged like a year after that. But the cool thing, so one of the parts that I know we had talked about a little bit was like about sharing was that when we had gotten engaged, we shortly after found out that I like had a brain tumor.
Wow.
Damn.
So we were engaged at that point, right?
It was 3 months after.
Yeah, so we had just gotten engaged. Everything's like wonderful. And this was like a total random thing. Like I went in for a regular doctor's appointment, mentioned like, I kind of get dizzy sometimes, you know, just feel a little off. And they're like, let's do an MRI. Well, he was like, that's a waste. Like, don't even bother. Don't even get that done. And I'm like, man, my insurance covers it. I'll just do it.
Yeah, might as well.
Well, we were on our way up to his best friend's wedding, and the doctor calls me as I'm driving by myself, like on the expressway, and says, hey, like we found something on your
Are
scan.
you sitting down?
Oh,
I think he did say something like that. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
Driving.
on I-75 or whatever it was. And yeah, so that like, I feel like at that point we were very much tested. I remember kind of saying to him, like, if this is like the end of my life, will you still marry me? Like, do you want to like, can we have a baby? Like I was thinking all these like worst case scenarios. If I'm going to die in like the next, I don't know, who knows? And he was like, it was just the weirdest feeling that I felt so secure because you can share how you felt. But in my mind, I'm like, if some guy that I'm about to marry is like, hey, I have like brain cancer, I'd be like, okay, like, am I in this? Like, we're not
Right,
married
you gotta
yet.
really
Like,
know.
seriously, like, that's a huge commitment. It could be a lifelong, you know what I mean, thing,
Right.
especially if you bring kids into it. So instantly, that's kind of where my mind went, was like, what the heck is going to happen for our marriage? Are we going to get married? And I don't know
Were
if
you
wanna
a
share.
Christian at the time?
I was at the time.
Okay.
But I had just became,
Right.
like, I've always been a believer, but I was
Right.
truly, like, just a Christian right before we met.
Okay.
So, I like I got baptized maybe a couple weeks after we met for the second time. So,
Like as a baby. And then you did it again.
as a baby, and then did it again. So, yeah, it was just a really interesting time. But do you want to share any bit about it? About that?
I was down. I never thought
Wow.
I'd never thought like, oh, I might not want to go through with this. Like I was just like, we'll deal with it. And I didn't think that there was anything that God couldn't handle, but I just didn't think. I knew that everything would be all right. I just had
Wow.
faith
Yeah.
for some reason, a peace about it.
So then fast
That's
forward
amazing.
like 2 weeks after that. So then you had to like wait for another scan and do all the things, right? All the testing. And we had so many people like lay hands on me and pray over me. And he was just such a peace. Like I came from a family that was much more worst case scenario. Like, let's worry till we die ourselves.
Oh,
Like
okay.
right now in the moment, everything's worst case. And he was very much like, I have a peace about it. Like I'm believing that everything's going to be okay. And
Pastor David prayed over you at the wedding, actually, like right before the service.
right when
she
I
prayed
found
over-
out,
or he prayed over her.
laid hands on me. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the wedding you were on your way
Yes,
to. Okay.
yeah.
I
And
thought about your wedding. I was like,
it was just
That was
so
fast
wild.
enough.
So then when the doctor called, he's like, "Yeah."
So they do a second test and they do dye, and the dye goes into this specific spot that they can see, so they can see see the tumor is, what kind of tumor it is, what all it innervates, and
Right.
that kind of thing. It's a very specific test.
Well, they told me like a name. They're like, it's a vestibular schwannoma or whatever. And I'm like, oh, what does that mean? And they had like a size, a location, all the stuff. Then the second time they called, they're like, yeah, there's just like nothing
wow.
there. So, I mean, he's like, told ya. And meanwhile, I'm like, I can stop planning my funeral and like all the terrible things that like, I mean, seriously, that's
Yeah.
like the place that I was at was, what's it going to be like? So I feel like at that point we just learned a lot about, well, I was very grateful for how different he is from me and like how he processes, especially like bad situations.
Right.
And a lot of it is really just Christianity in itself, right? Is like having faith, believing, praying, doing what you can that you can control. Whereas I was like a control freak before and trying to like plan everything out.
Right.
So I think we've learned an appreciation for each other in that sense.
How has that, you might be talking about this later, but how has that carried into your marriage? Do you feel like it's helped you grow in a sense where you don't worry as much anymore? Or have you rubbed off on him and now he's like, I'm freaking out about everything? No.
No, I would say it's definitely rubbed off on me more. The funny thing is, like, he's not a worrier about certain things, but other things he is more, I don't know, like we just even each other out. So
Yeah.
we just have an appreciation for each other's worries. And he does very much talk me off a ledge when I'm you know what I mean? He's able to do that. So, yes.
I was going to ask, like, also, Josh, I mean,
Did you eat like a really big burrito before?
I did. Can you tell?
Qdoba.
Yeah,
It's
I thought-
always Qdoba. It gets me every single time.
yeah, that belly. Do you need to use the restroom? Or
Do you want me to use it here?
what are you doing, Kitty? At any point in that time, so you didn't just weren't worried at all. How long was it before you heard the diagnosis until there was nothing? Was that like a matter of days?
It's like 2 weeks.
2 weeks
Yeah.
of worrying.
It was like closer to a month, I think, because there was the first test, and then you had to wait a week or two for the second test, and then you had to wait for the results, didn't you?
Yeah, but it
was-
wasn't that long.
Yeah.
And at this point, you guys were
felt
just
like
It
Dating.
felt like
Eternity.
about a year, just because we wanted to know what was going to happen, and
yeah.
she was worried, of course. We both were, but
Yeah. That was crazy.
And at that point, you were just dating.
Well, I think we were engaged, right? Yeah.
What's your engagement story?
Oh. You can take that one away.
I set up just dinner at a restaurant where she's from, down in Metro Detroit, and kind of well, I guess I should back up. I went down secretly to her parents' house to talk with her dad and mom. You know,
What
to
a
get
guy.
to get the blessing.
What a
God,
guy.
you get the did you
And
get the blessing, or were they like,
they, of
no,
course,
and you
were
did it anyway?
They're like,
Very excited.
yes, take her.
Take her.
Get rid of this girl.
They were
Were
excited.
you still living with them at the time?
I moved back there for a little while,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, they're like, get her out of here.
And so we had dinner together. I invited my parents and her parents, so it was 6 of us, and a bunch of her friends for kind of like an after party celebration that she didn't know of. So it was a surprise to her.
Okay.
And I asked her during dinner if she wanted to come on an adventure with me.
He had a ring bag, like a jewelry bag, sitting in the middle of the table the whole time.
I was too nervous to
It
put
was
it on the
like-
floor.
It was like
You have
torture.
pockets?
I'm like,
Yeah, but
You were too
wanted
scared.
I wanted it to be like, I guess I thought I was supposed to keep it in the bag.
Nice.
yeah.
So she knew.
I knew the whole dinner. I'm like,
Well, did
when
you,
are you gonna
did you
like
still
do
say
this?
yes?
I
or-
did.
Oh,
of
okay.
course.
Just kidding.
Yeah, it was wild. It was really cool because I think he had asked me like, "Is there anything you want for an engagement? Like, what do you want?" And I kind of had said, "I just want to be able to like share with everyone because I don't. Who do you call first? Like, do you call? You know what I mean? It's like you want to tell everyone at once. And
Yeah.
you want to celebrate. So I was like, I just want like to be able to tell everyone like right at the same time.
Oh.
So it was cool because he planned an after party. So we just kind of
Nice.
like went to a local tavern and it was really
Nice.
fun. It was a good time.
It was cool.
Yeah. So.
It's a fun celebration.
Yeah, we don't do as much of that anymore.
Oh.
We will.
Now with all the babies you're popping out,
He just keeps making it happen.
What number
Keeps
is
talking
this?
into.
can you blame them?
Number 4.
Number 4.
Look at her.
I knew that. I was just
Yeah,
playing. They're beating us.
I didn't know
You
that.
guys could always
no.
have one more.
no, we can't. He's
I-
all tied
I'll
up.
I'll have to get a
no.
surgery
Snipped
to
up.
be able to do it again.
Yeah.
And no,
Reverse
thank
it.
you.
No, thank you. We'll just watch your baby
Well,
sometimes.
there you go. Yeah, I'm all about that. All about it. So yeah, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I feel like I just couldn't imagine life any different. Like I went home the other day to my mom's and I had one kid and I'm like, what do you like? I'm bored. Like, what do you do? Like nobody needs you. Nobody's like,
Was it your
crawling
oldest
on
kid?
you. No, it was the
it was
youngest.
baby. Okay.
But he's just like, when they're by themselves, it's so much different.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
yeah, we like chaos. We're all about it.
So you
Keeps
had
you-
mentioned wanting
keeps you
to. I can erase this if you don't want to talk about it. But
Oh,
you're
yeah.
the postpartum.
Oh yeah, yeah,
'Cause-
yeah, for sure.
Would you mind touching on that?
Sure. So yeah, I feel like so after our daughter, well, first off, we had like some crazy life things happen in between. So we had our first baby, and then we had a flood. There
that's
was like 3 feet of
right.
water in our basement.
Forgot about that.
So it totaled like all our vehicles, all of our stuff, and we had just finished our basement, like updated. So
To list our
almost-
house for sale.
to list our house, and so that was kind of crazy. Well, then we got pregnant, and it was kind of a surprise. I guess. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping. As like we weren't really ready for it. Maybe.
We weren't not trying.
Is
We
this
were
with
not
Isaiah?
trying- no, this is
Is Isaiah?
Juliet
Oh,
going
okay,
into the
okay.
second one. So
Oh,
he was
okay.
like 10 months old at the time, and we found out we were pregnant again. And I was kind of like, oh my gosh, are we like, can we have 2? Is this allowed? Should we, are we
Is
like,
this allowed?
did somebody say we could do this? And then, yeah, so we had her and we were sold our house, moved to another house, completely gutted that house. He fixed the whole thing up. And it was beautiful, but it was a lot of work. And so I think just like the stress and the lack of communication, like time for him and I together was very hard on our marriage. And I also stopped working. So I was just working or staying home. And he
You
worked
stopped
a
working
lot.
and then the flood happened?
No, I stopped working after we moved to our other house.
Oh,
so
okay,
after
okay.
we like fixed up one whole house and then moved and
Twice.
fixed
Okay.
up another house, I stopped working and was just watching the kids. And I feel like at that point in our marriage, we just were not communicating. Like it was just like ships passing in the night. He was working. I did all the kid stuff, all the house stuff, and he just worked a ton. So we could afford whatever we had, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think I just really like lost myself in that time, like my own identity and who I was, and didn't feel like we really did anything together at that point. And so I really struggled with postpartum after Juliet, and basically got to the point where I probably could have been a patient of his. Like couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, it was just a really rough time. And so at that time too, he didn't know much about like mental health. He wasn't in that field yet, but he didn't know much about it. So he very much was like, let's just go on a vacation. Like, let's get out of here. And I'm like, this is way worse than like what you think, you know, like I can't even like take care of the kids at this point. So thank the Lord for, you know, some therapy and some medication, because it helped pull me out of it, which was really good. But I feel like at that point is when we really had a turning point for like communicating with each other.
Okay.
Because I think we just didn't know, like we jumped into marriage and then had kids right away. So we didn't do much like learning about each other. It was really just like, we're in this, like we're a family. Yeah. And so I think that really helped us to identify like, what are your needs? Like, what do you need as your own individual, right? Aside from being like mom, dad, husband, wife, and like, how can we meet each other's needs? You know, because I think I recognized in that time, I just wasn't asking him for help. I wasn't asking to do anything. So I know a lot of that was on me, but I think he also felt the same. Like, I should have been asking you. I should have been, you know what I'm saying? Like trying. So that was a really good turning point, I think, for our marriage. Like, I don't know.
How did you feel during her postpartum depression?
Like
did you feel helpless?
Like I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Like I knew that was an expected thing, but I didn't think it would happen to us. And all the things that, you know, I know how to do and that have worked in the past for us were it just wasn't, you know, it was just different. And so that's when I was like really seeking God's help and, you know, wisdom, because I was just kind of at a loss as to how to navigate that situation, because I was there for her physically, but you know, on you know, a more emotional level, I just didn't know how to relate, you know. Right. And so I did the best that I could, and we got through it, and I'm happy that we did. We learned a lot about one another and a lot about ourselves, and you know, it was just something that you go through and you get through, and you're better off on the other side. Okay. So, was
there any part of you that thought like, this is my fault? She's depressed because of me?
No, there wasn't any guilt involved, but you know, of course I wondered like, if should I have done something differently, or should I have gone about, you know, just things differently, if that would have changed. But I also felt like sometimes that kind of depression postpartum happens because there's lots of hormone switching and that kind of thing. So sometimes it, you know, it can't be helped, but of course there was some, you know, uncertainty as to whether I could have lessened it or whatever. But yeah.
I think that's an important topic. And when you brought it up, I was like, that's interesting, because there are a lot of women that have gone through that. And we think about ourselves going through it, but we don't really, some of us might not consider like what the man has to go through as well.
Oh, for sure.
It was
taxing.
Do guys have it too? I feel like
I've heard of like sympathy-ish. Okay. Or is that what it's called? Kind of like sympathy pain, but like, you know what I mean? Where you kind of feel what the other person's going through. But I think for me, like the part that really brought us closer was because I had to really share some of my like most secret, that's just my belly. But like some of the like
he never yells like that.
I don't even know where he's at.
Are you in heat over there? All this baby talk. No.
But like some of my struggle was like intrusive thoughts. So, you know, like the what ifs, the worst case scenarios, and having to say some of the stuff that I was thinking out loud was just so embarrassing. Like I felt so embarrassed to him.
Kind of explain.
Like, would you still love me if I was a worm?
Seriously, some
he
of the
asks
stuff
me that all the time.
That feels weird, like that you wouldn't say. And I was just worried, like he's gonna leave me. And I remember once I was feeling better, we went to lunch and I was sobbing like, I just feel like you're going to leave me for someone that like hasn't struggled like this, you know? And he was like, I've never even contemplated, but
I'm like, what?
I was just so worried. I'm like, you've had to like take care of me and do all this. And he's like, I've never even like contemplated that. But of course, in my mind, like that's depression, right? Like speaking all these like terribly negative things about yourself. And so anyways, I think that was huge too, like just bringing us closer where I'm like, you'll never guess this thought I had today. And I would tell him and he'd be like, oh, that's kind of interesting, that's cool. And I'm like, you think that's cool? I think I'm losing it. And he's like, no, I've thought about that before. And just like being able to connect on that level where like I could never imagine myself just going up to a stranger being like, hey, I thought about whatever today, and then being like, what? So it was just cool to build our like closeness. And I don't know, so now that's one thing we do. We're like, guess what I thought about? It's like, yeah, I don't know. So
I want to tell you what I think about.
oh,
Do it.
Okay.
do it.
You're in for it.
Oh boy, what have I done? Was this like a catalyst for you to start working in the mental health? No. So what was your? Because what did you do before?
I was in ER for 10 years.
ER, that's right.
Through COVID. And
Being an ER in itself is your catalyst for getting out of ER.
Yeah.
Exactly, 100%.
yeah, average ER for a nurse like 2-3 years turnover. And after about 5, I was like, yeah, I'm looking for other things.
Wow, you really stuck it out then.
So I looked for other jobs. I didn't really know where to go. But I always had an interest in mental health, and at the same time knew nothing about it. But we're the front door to mental health. If you get admitted inpatient, 90% come through the ER, and then go inpatient.
Yep.
So I had taken care of mental health patients before, but they're always your last priority in the ER, unfortunately. There's always something more important. So after, I don't know, as I said, like 5 years in ER, I had looked in mental health and there wasn't a full-time opening, but part-time. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. And then a couple years later, it was, like I said, it was right after COVID, December, a full-time job opened up, day shift. And I was like, yeah, that's me.
That's me.
I'll try that out.
That's awesome.
And I've been doing that ever since for the last 3 years.
Very cool.
It's been really good for him. I feel like the ER, I mean, you have to be so tough mentally to deal with a lot of that. You know what I mean? Like people are attempting suicide. People are like, they're coming in and you're the first person to really try to work and save some of these people's lives, and just scary, sad, awful things, And so you have to be pretty tough to work in there. And I had never really seen him like physically upset by anything, except I could tell that he was always in like when he was in work mode, and then he would shut it off when he would come home. So he wasn't like processing that. So
That's good.
So long story short though, during COVID, it was just so crazy that he was struggling going to work. He's like, I hate this. It's not, and people are dying in the waiting room, but you become jaded, right? Like some of the people that come in, maybe struggling with their mental health or alcohol or whatever it might be. He's like, we don't have time for this. Like you get to that point because you're so overwhelmed with the system anyways, that it's like, it's not on purpose. You're just overworked. Right. And there's like not enough staff. So once he moved over, I think he's really learned like to have an appreciation, and has really just learned a lot about like mental health in general, which is just really cool. Because initially he's like, there's no such thing as depression. Like, get up, stop being lazy, do what and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's very real. He had never experienced that. Like his family never did. Nobody did until I did. And then, so it's just been really cool to see him learn different stuff. But there's still times that he's like, man, I'd love to go do some like IVs and crazy cool, like whatever
Dude,
the
we can
cool
give each other
things
IVs
are.
anytime.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's always
I can
asking
do
me.
IVs too.
All right.
Oh, there you go. Because you're a military background, right? Is that why you can do it?
Kind of a little bit.
kind of,
Sort
okay.
of, maybe. Don't tell anyone. Can I derail us for a second?
Yeah.
Do you have to pee?
No. Are you allowed to talk? I mean, yes, but not right now. Are you allowed to talk about any like weird, goofy stuff?
Yeah, whatever.
Are you comfortable? Like, is it like what's the weirdest, grossest, or like
Ooh.
not? Obviously, not like someone. Oh, I mean, if it's a really cool death, like someone died with like a clown chicken or something, like those chickens.
A chicken up the
Yeah,
butt.
the chickens that go. If like that would be cool, but
You want volume or you want like a
Just-
more specific story?
just like bizarre, anything bizarre.
I've seen some things. A couple come to my mind. 4th of July, a guy was working on a table saw.
Oh,
and
God, I don't want to hear it.
ran his hand into it. The blade come here,
Oh.
all the way up to his wrist, like just missed his
Oh
artery.
my! Was it like flopping?
It was like this.
No, God, ouch.
And
my,
I would just
my
be
hand
dead.
hurts,
Like,
yeah.
We basically just put it back together,
And that doesn't phase you.
You're like,
You don't
okay.
see that? Like,
base wrap, and flew him to Ann Arbor because we don't do hands. They
we don't
can't.
do
You're like
kids here at
AI.
Bay City.
So they did
You're just like AI.
yeah.
Yeah.
they
You
just
can't do hands.
They did a nerve block so he couldn't feel anything, and tourniquet so it didn't bleed. And
Where you're like, let's
Send
get
him.
an IV in here.
yeah,
That'll do.
It's good.
All right. One time, I cut my balls open
yeah.
with my bicycle handle. You ever see that?
Oh my goodness.
No balls.
No.
With your
What about-
I've heard of that,
What
but
about
I've never
butt
seen
stuff? Any butt stuff?
Yeah, people come
Yeah.
in with butt
I
stuff.
I want to hear
Oh
about
my
butt stuff. Tell me a
gosh.
butt stuff
it.
story.
When I was a student, a dude, we were changing his dressing, and he had fallen on a
Fallen.
tent stake. No, like off a ladder tent stake.
Oh my
Impaled
gosh.
him from his butt all the way through his abdomen.
No.
like
Yeah.
it
And he didn't
actually
die?
is butt,
Like a 1-inch tent stake.
but like actually
In
his
his
butt,
butt
like his
hole.
butt hole.
It was not in his butthole, but it was right next to it. Like he had all sorts of fistulas in there and stuff because of the tent stake.
Oh
So
man,
it
I'm never
went through
going
some of his
camping again.
intestines.
Any
Yeah.
barf bags on
No,
this podcast?
I
not
know.
not a tent, not a like you're sleeping in
We're
a
gonna
tent,
need
like
to
one of those
Oh, like
Have a
300
disclaimer.
people like wedding tents. Like the steak is like an inch big,
Oh.
and they're like 3 feet long. It impaled him.
Oh my! And he still lived.
Yeah, we were changing
I got a
dressing.
little nervous today when I was on a second story roof and it was like a 12-12 pitch and I was like looking down. I'm like, I don't think I want to do this right now. All delirious, just tired out of my. I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. It's fine. That poor lady in Ohio would be mortified. She just watched me. Anyways,
My
back
hands
to
are
you.
still just like clenched together.
I'm gonna go cut some wood in the shop real quick.
No.
I'll be right back.
Hands off.
I want to see that guy's
Got my
hand
safety
now.
squints. We're good to go. Anyways, so
Do you get to hear all the fun stories when
No,
you
he never tells me anything.
What?
Cool. I stopped asking. I'm like, tell me a cool story. He's like, I don't like to talk about work when I come home. I like to be with my family.
why don't you bring him
That
flowers
makes sense,
at
yeah.
work while,
I
he's,
have
while he's
tried
dealing
that.
with the guy?
There was a time that I came to visit him for lunch, and it was really fun because they're like, one of your patients lit something on fire. And so whoever was covering for him was like, something's on fire. You got to do this. And I'm like, this is sweet. Like, so that was fun.
Yeah,
But
that's exciting.
other than that, no, he's pretty. I mean, now like mental health is a lot more relaxed, oddly, as that is. I mean, in the
It's a little
sense
more
of like,
controlled.
yeah, it's a lot more controlled. And really, it's like, you know, he gets more one-on-one time with people. Like ER was just like, you get the big crazy story. Now he gets to like hear people's full life, which is kind of nice. So I feel like you benefit from that a lot.
Don't mind if I do.
Oh,
Our guest
For those of you who are just listening at home, my beautiful wife is pouring some nice white wine.
Do you want some ASMR? Here, let's
Yeah,
pour it into the glass.
yeah, let's do it right
are you guys getting any like coffee hints off this?
ASMR. Coffee hints?
Does it taste like coffee?
I don't
me
taste any
smell it.
coffee.
That
Do
was
or don't?
good.
She said no.
This is a Trader Joe's.
I don't
special.
taste anything.
Ooh, I
This
didn't mean
tastes
to
like
give-
It
purple.
just smells like white wine.
It's
You're
really good.
getting a coffee.
I
now?
just go by whatever it looks like on the thing, and that was a cool bottle.
Yeah, it does look cool.
Churn. It's buttery.
That's how Michelle
Which
picks
Trader
movies.
Joe's did you go to?
It It was when I was visiting him in Canton.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of
Nice.
like only 3 IKEAs in the country.
Oh, yes, I do know IKEA.
Yeah,
Country?
probably. And wait, what are we in?
You mean
state.
Michigan?
No.
Because
no.
there's one in Burbank, California.
Yeah.
There can't just be one in there.
Yeah.
I
Google
don't
it.
know with IKEA. Yeah,
Google
I
it.
don't know.
They're friggin' Swedish,
It's huge
bro.
though. I do like IKEA.
I've never been to IKEA or
We should
Trader
go
Joe's.
there.
What? You need their meatballs.
You do
And
need to put
kids
their
eat
balls in your
free
mouth.
on, like,
It'll-
Tuesdays
It'll
or
change your life.
Yes. I have some frozen
likes
ones.
meat.
but
That
I
would be
don't know.
life changing.
Ask my wife. Okay, she always puts Swedish balls in her mouth.
Only the Swedish kind.
All right, IKEA, United States.
Oh, we're checking it out.
I'm going with
Google.
18.
You're gonna go with 18.
18.
Okay, it's a lot more. That's a lot more than I
You
said.
lied.
It's way
Yeah,
more.
it's definitely not 3.
It's a very large amount, actually. I feel really stupid right now.
It's 71.
It's one of 3 within 100 miles. Okay, Canada's got 2. Why is so close to Detroit? There's already one right there.
Okay, back to the podcast.
What's
oh
more
my
important,
Lord.
marriage or IKEA?
Or who's right?
Also-
Yeah.
Well,
there
I
you
don't
go.
agree anymore because I'm wrong. So, next subject, please. How do you marriage?
How do you marriage? And go. I'm just kidding.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We're working on it.
We're working on it.
So, what would you say to people that don't, like single people that are like, marriage is stupid. I would never get married. Like, how would you sell marriage?
I'll let you go first. I want to hear your sale.
It's
Your sales pitch.
exclusive. Like,
Yeah.
who doesn't want to be on an exclusive list? If you go to a party or...
Dude, we could get like jackets, bro.
Yeah.
Members
or like,
only.
even better, rings.
Oh, dang!
It's just part of something that, like, it's so much more than a man and a woman. Just like,
Also, kids.
well, there's those.
And
Lots
cats.
Let's
of
leave
them.
those little
We
shits
forgot
out
about
for now.
them.
I'm just kidding.
Lucas, could you leave them out of this?
Yeah.
We want a little break
This
from the
is
kids.
date night.
No, just like
Exactly.
when you make a commitment like that to your person, I guess to me, it makes it so much more meaningful when it's just that person, and you put more into it when you know, like, that's all there is. And there's not another option. There's not like something down the road or whatever. And when you make that commitment, it does nothing but blossom over time. I mean, there's bumps in the road,
Yeah.
but it gets so much bigger as time goes on, and it becomes like that much more special.
Nice. I feel
She's
like
swooning
did
right
you
now.
practice
Sale.
that? I
Good
feel
sale.
like that was a good one.
You're
He
getting
had the
lucky tonight, buddy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
He
You're
had
welcome.
some
I'm
questions
just kidding.
right now. He's like, should I bring my questions that I'm totally
No,
kidding.
I
He
love
really
it.
did.
I
He
did
really
not.
did.
He's got a notepad.
I did not write
He's
any
got a pocket
questions. I was
protector.
nervous, but I did not write questions.
You're so natural, Josh. Don't
I was bowling last night, and my bowling partner noted my ring. It's like, is that a ring tattooed? And he's like, is that for your wife? And I'm like,
Aw.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, that's forever, right?
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh, no, I don't.
Yeah, so is my marriage. He's like, well, I hope so.
Aw,
And I'm like, yeah,
jeez.
well, my wife's a little different. I got me a good one because that's not an option for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's
I
like,
feel
well,
like some
most people don't feel that way. And I was like, yeah,
Like it's an option.
sorry.
Yeah.
You can
I was
stick it out.
raised. No way, I wasn't raised in a.
You weren't raised that way, so
I was not raised.
maybe
actually.
now, but
Jesus.
You're raising your kids like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just showing them every day. That's why I touch her buns and I smooch her.
yeah. And now our daughter touches my buns and wants to smooch me. Yeah, she
She's
does.
learning.
Just before you guys got here, she like smacked me in the butt. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? That's weird.
That's my daughter.
You're my kid.
Listen, it's a little okay with her, but she does it to me too. We'll be in like church even, and she's like just going squeeze, 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 and I'm like, listen, other people don't know. like,
Well,
this is strange behavior.
This is strange. They're gonna call CPS on us.
This little girl. Yeah, it's weird.
Michelle's too.
How do I
You
sell?
ever watch that SNL
Which
skit where the kissing family?
I don't think
Like
I've seen that.
it's like father, mother, sister, brother. They're all just like, oh, okay.
Oh.
It's like lip kissing everyone.
I will
That's us.
say I lip kiss everyone in our
Yeah.
family. I think I'll do it forever until they're like 100.
The boys enjoy it.
The voice.
They don't. Although Judah does ask me to marry him a lot, but
Oh,
it's really cute.
that's precious.
Isaiah's over me by now.
He's
he's like, where's dad? I don't want to talk to you anymore. But as far as selling marriage, I mean, I think for me, what I really realized is that there's no perfect, right? Like nothing's perfect. I will never be perfect. He will never be perfect. But I think the whole idea in marriage is like you have committed to this person and you're going to work and try to be as perfect for each other as you can, you
Love
know?
it.
So I don't know. I mean, we could pick each other apart all day. We could tell you all the things that we can't stand about each other. But I think the reality is like the gratefulness that we have for each other and coming home to each other every day and just having like a safe place, a safe person. I mean, it's weird. Like, you know how you get homesick and you're like, I just want to be home. Like for me, it's not the home. It's like, it's him. It's my
Aw.
kids. It's him. It's like, how do you feel? Like when I'm feeling homesick, it's like, I just want him. I just want to be in bed, in our bed with him, with our kids, like knowing that we're together.
Yeah.
And that's like,
I wish I could do a sexy growl. Can you do it?
Why can't you?
Like a growl. Yeah.
Like-
Can I do
I
it?
didn't even know I could
in
do
the
it.
future, I'm just going to go.
no, do the growl. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, and I think marriage nowadays is like, it's an option. Like people are like, you don't have to be in it forever. It's not, but like if you go into it with that mindset, you're likely not going to make it out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Right, right.
Weird
It's so
mindset.
weird. So
why
weird.
why would you do it then?
Yeah,
If
why do it
you-
at all? Just don't marry.
That's exactly how I think
Like,
about it.
It's so weird. Oops.
Yeah.
Don't get me started.
Sorry.
Don't get
Don't.
me.
Just don't do it.
Yeah.
That's it. I gotta go walk back and forth for a minute.
Oh man. Well, do we have any other cool
Yeah.
juicy
Any
stuff
other
that we wanna
juicy
share?
things before we wrap it up? Because you guys are awesome.
Spill the tea.
Spill it.
I'm an open book. You guys have any specific questions?
I'm just gonna flip through the pages and then she'll say stop.
Stop.
Okay, tell us that one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh.
What do you got? Got
You
any
know what it is.
famous
It
last-
just popped up right in your head when I
He's
said
got-
that. You're like, there it is.
I always envision what we'll be like when we're 50, 60, 70, 80. And whenever we're at weddings, we always want to be the last ones dancing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
cute.
So
How-
Except
how
it
old are
won't
you
be.
guys?
We were like
Looking
old
forward to
when
that.
we
Wait,
got
wait, how
married.
long have you been married?
it'll be 10 this year.
10, yeah. Not that
What-
long.
what
We have
month?
the same. We have the same.
Oh, yeah,
wedding.
we have the same
It's the
anniversary.
Same day, isn't it?
I can't
And
believe
you
we
and I
didn't
have
say
the
that
same
first.
birthday.
That's so weird.
I
Isn't
know.
that crazy?
Do you have...
No, it's not. Oh my gosh. Let's go to all the same weddings together.
Well, then we'll be out at the same time.
No, we'll both be the last ones, and then they'll keep saying years, and we'll both walk away. Them like, which one? Which one? Both of us.
What time of the day?
Oh wait,
Oh,
actually,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, we're in California.
You know what's probably funny?
Oh.
You know what's funny? I bet you it'll work out the same because I delayed our wedding like an hour and a half too.
Yeah, because he had a
Oh.
little
Because I was
panic
dying.
attack.
Yeah.
Plus, we're
I
in
was like, I
California.
don't want
so-
to do this. Please don't make me do this.
I forced him. I'm like, get your ass up and marry me.
It was a shotgun wedding.
I already had your baby.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
yeah, you did, didn't you? Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know. We got married at like 2 or 3, maybe,
Yeah.
something like that.
Michigan time.
We don't remember
Yeah,
anything
Easter.
about our wedding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's early.
We're
Yeah.
like,
we beat. Wait. Oh wait.
what
Wait.
did we eat?
Did you guys have a video?
That means you'll win.
Don't bring that up.
Damn.
That is a very sore subject.
Us too.
Who
Very
wanted it?
sore
Who wanted it,
subject.
and who wouldn't allow it?
No,
I hope my Uncle Joe's not listening from Arizona.
we should send him this. So, okay, his family is very large, and I wanted a videographer. That was one thing I wanted. And our parents were both very nice and generous and gave us lots of money to help us with a wedding, which was
Nice.
wonderful. But we still paid for quite a bit of it ourselves. And I was like, I really want a videographer. He said, absolutely. Well, after talking to his mom, she's like, well, my brother is like great with videography.
Oh,
like
no.
he can
Oh,
do
no.
it. And we're like, oh, okay. So we talk to him, kind of tell him like, we don't really need like a super cool video like you make. We're like, we just want it on video, like just
catch
a
your-
video,
Right.
so we can like reminisce, right, and like look back on it.
Show your kids.
Okay, well, like after the wedding's over and everything, we're like, hey, Uncle Joe, like how'd the video go? He's like, oh, good. Well, they like never pressed record.
Shut up.
I don't know
I thought you were gonna say like
how-
he didn't make it, but he was there and he still
there's-
screwed it up.
There's
He's like,
actually
This
photos.
looks
having
this
too
is
good of a
really
time.
good.
That
There's actually
is-
Man,
photos
such a good
of him
photographer.
like with a video camera.
And this didn't.
There's just no video. Like they don't know what, and I'm like, I can't tell you how upset I was. I'm still
Oh.
She
mad.
cried for a week.
I
Oh,
was
I
so
bet.
upset.
Did he at least wait till the next day though? Like, did he didn't tell you that?
Yeah, I think he was like, yeah, I'll have to get it to you guys.
Yeah, I don't
Have
remember
fun on
how
your
that-
honeymoon.
At least that's.
I was
At least
so
you know that's.
sad.
I mean, how do
He
you do
could have
it the
told you
whole
that
time?
day.
I don't
I would
understand
think like you're
how it's
videoing and
possible.
You could miss the whole ceremony.
Yeah.
You could
You
miss
some of the reception.
something or another,
Yeah.
but
But,
the
like-
whole thing.
I think he probably accidentally deleted it or something.
I
along those
think
lines.
something more.
But again,
yeah,
though,
it had to
you
be.
wouldn't have. Most people wouldn't just record for 3 or 4 or 5 hours. Like you would think that he would have some of it, but
Yeah.
I-
Why
he
did
probably just forgot.
okay. Why'd your mom suggest him in the first place?
I have no idea why
'Cause-
we ended up doing that.
Did you pay him?
Probably because it was, obviously less money.
I think it was
No,
just to
we didn't
save,
pay him
like,
anything.
Uncle Joe?
Uncle Joe. We got
Right.
our eyes on you.
but he
yeah.
hasn't done that again.
We were like,
I hope that's not
trying-
his
Won't
living.
have him next time.
I've never. Some bad stuff's happened at weddings. Sorry, but not that bad. Like I've
That-
had audio mishaps. Like,
Sure.
Where I've had like three. I had like 3 fail safes, and every single one went bad. And
Aw.
I was like, shit. But
But,
and I've
like-
recorded an entire interview without like I had the audio wasn't hooked up right, and then I was like, that was a great interview.
Good
but
run through.
Can we
Let's
do that
real
We're gonna
again?
time?
have to do the whole thing. Yeah, like could we just get married a whole nother time so
Oh
we can?
my goodness.
Yeah, that was a sore subject.
It was like an hour. Oh yeah.
Every
Yeah.
August. It's
Yeah,
a
every
source.
August,
Every
like,
August.
oh man, let's go watch our wedding video.
Just kidding. Don't have
You want
one.
you want to see ours? I mean, at least we have like we have
I've
something.
watched some of yours before.
Well, we don't have. No, you probably saw the
just
camera
on,
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like your dance. I loved that. I
Yeah.
thought that was
Imagine
so
how
fun.
cool that would be though with like a wedding video. Like
So tell
legit
us
one.
your story with yours. Did you guys not get? Did you have a
Well,
videographer?
we paid for the. Yeah, stop. We paid for the whole wedding ourselves.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, that's one thing we can maybe
Yeah.
skimp on.
Yeah.
And all the money we put into the wedding, we literally got back in like gifts.
That's awesome.
So awesome, but I would have bought a videographer had I known that people give
Oh.
that much money.
I would have
Yeah.
bought a videographer. Regardless.
Anyways.
I know.
Because I was like, this is a really special day. I kind of want to remember
is.
it. But you know what? Team no video.
hey, we're part of the
We're
old
twinning.
people. We don't.
Yeah.
If we thought about it, we probably could have like petitioned our friends and family and got different video clips off their cell phones. But now
That's what we tried,
they're
but
gone.
well,
I'm sure.
we got married so much.
Did
We didn't get married on the same year, right?
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 years.
2014.
10,
Oh, okay.
10
Yeah.
this is their 10th year. This is
Yep.
our 10th year.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Someone's sleeping on the couch tonight.
I was gonna say we didn't have video cameras in our
Well, that's
day.
basically how it feels.
Telephone
happening to them
videos.
Twitters.
Our kids are gonna be like, "You don't have a video? Like you're that old?"
Yeah.
I think my parents probably even have a wedding.
Seriously, I think my
Yeah.
parents have one.
Yeah.
Mine don't, but
Those are my favorite to watch, where it's just like the shoulder-mounted VHS, and it's just like zooming in, and it still looks terrible and far away.
Yes.
Get on the shoulder.
Yeah.
yep.
Uncle Joe.
Uncle
Joe's
Joe.
got it. Wait, is that what your uncle? His Uncle Joe?
It was like a handheld one, and his wife. Like we have photos of her doing it too. So it's like I don't know what happened.
How the heck?
We did have an open bar.
I'm so confused.
Anything's
Oh,
possible.
anything is possible.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe they dropped the camera in the toilet or something.
Both of
We
them?
don't know.
Was there 2 cameras or just the
I
one?
don't know.
Oh my gosh,
I
this
tried
is so
to. I
interesting.
had to not
We were
answer
looking at
or
other
ask
things.
questions
Yeah.
because it was just
I've had
I'm sorry,
I've
I
had
brought that up.
someone a couple get their entire box of gift cards stolen.
Ooh.
I have actually
That's
heard of that
dirty.
too. Can
That's
you
really
imagine
dirty.
Isn't that
Well, one of your
so
guests-
shitty?
Who would do that?
That's
They were
Wait a
they were
second.
crying.
That means there's a
calling me,
box for
crying.
gift cards?
Yeah, and
Or
they're
like you're saying the box, all the cards in them.
they took all of the cards.
Like,
I don't know if they
The
took the box
handwritten.
and the card,
Okay.
like the money, like
Yes.
the
Okay.
gifts.
That is so awful.
And
Wow.
she called me crying. She's like, "Can you look through your footage and see if anyone?"
Oh, that's a good
and
idea,
I like I
though,
scrubbed
to ask
and
you, yeah.
I scrubbed through it and like, which I didn't have to.
Yeah,
I was
but
like, I
that's-
knew like, there's no way.
Well,
that I would
That
catch
you
that.
caught it, yeah.
There's no way. But I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
I'll-
because if he caught it, he'd be
maybe,
like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
Hey, where's
No,
my
but-
cut,
no,
buddy?
You'd be surprised when you're watching through a camera. You'll like, 2 things happen when I'm filming. Either I'm like not really enjoying the moment because I'm capturing the moment,
Sure.
or I'm like, this is a really good moment. I'm like, oh shoot. So you can't enjoy it and watch it at the same time.
Yeah.
You gotta-
I can't
That's
imagine though if you saw someone like running off with the card box.
I'd blackmail 'em.
mid-video.
Yeah, I'd be like, give me half.
That's right.
Give me half.
I got your
I have
photo
heard
right
of that
here,
though.
pal.
I like now that you say that, if you've ever noticed, a lot of times like the boxes have like a lock on the back, but it's like I guess if you really want to, you can
But
still
they're
bust that
not
thing open.
locked to the table.
No, some people
You shouldn't
do.
have to do that for people that are there for your freaking
I agree,
wedding.
but I think
That's
it's
crazy.
not the people.
But
Probably
like, think
that
how
are
easy
there.
it would be.
It's
to go,
probably
like, when
other
you're at
people,
like
though.
the DoubleTree, they have 2 or 3 weddings at a time.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
And you
Or
can just
a
walk
worker.
into any wedding you
For
want.
sure.
that is true.
No
yeah.
one's gonna be like, "What
For
are
sure.
you doing here?" I
Yeah.
guarantee. And like, okay,
Or a worker.
our
with their
wedding,
little
for
white
example, I didn't
sheet.
know half the people
Oh, same.
at my wedding,
Yup.
Same.
and even they're people I do know, but I don't know them. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
That's
Totally.
just me.
We had Josh's organ player from his church when he lived in Illinois that he hadn't seen since he was like 5.
Which
Gail.
organ does he play?
Gail.
Gail.
With a name
It's
like
a
Gail, I
woman.
think I know.
She.
We had some people that we did not know as well.
Wow,
I
they
knew
came
them.
out here just for that.
Yeah.
I mean, not just
Really?
for that, but that's
Well, yeah.
I was only allowed to have 3 guests at our wedding.
yes. The rest were mine.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. He's kidding. I'm not that terrible.
She's like, listen, your family's not important. They don't have any money.
Neither
all
does
right.
You're
mine.
poor.
Come tomorrow.
Your poor
poor.
country Michigan
Breakfast.
Yeah,
family.
and they have to pay.
They can send. Yeah, they can. They want a plate. $15. I had a friend.
love it.
Listen, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but someone. We're like, you know what? This is our podcast. We can talk about whatever we want. So, what we're not doing here. Shut up. Anyways, I had a friend.
Now we're just on a double date, and you're with
Yeah.
us. So.
That's right.
He complained about guests not leaving like large gifts at his wedding
Oh.
because like I paid $15 a plate, and I'm like, it's a celebration. I don't know. Maybe it's common for me. That's just like I don't care. Don't leave a gift. Like I invited you because I love you, not because I want
Yeah,
your money.
exactly.
Well, that's
Although we did
true.
invite her mom's boss for the
Paid
money,
for, who
baby.
ended up paying for half the wedding?
He paid. It was like
basically.
$3,000 or
Six.
something.
$6,000.
$6,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that ridiculous?
lawyer.
I don't even know. I couldn't. If he was standing in this room right now, I wouldn't even know who he.
Yeah.
I
I
wouldn't
want to
know.
invite him to our
I
wedding.
know,
That's a
right?
good decision.
Yeah.
You guys
Best
having a 10-year
decision.
party?
We are, but
Invite
Actually,
him.
yeah.
we don't talk to him anymore.
Oh,
Guys,
bad
do you want a
situation.
double Renaissance remarry?
If we knew anything about Renaissance, but
We could learn.
we could learn.
We have time.
I've got, dude. We've got spare.
Well, how are they going to come
costumes.
to our vow renewal? Because their wedding's on the same
They're
day.
gonna
He's
be
saying
in
a
it.
double vow.
Yeah,
renewal.
that's fine.
We're gonna
I
we're
just
gonna
can't
renew our
imagine you
vows,
doing
and
Renaissance.
then they're gonna stand up and renew their vows, or at the same time,
Yeah.
we're just gonna talk at the same. We're gonna just be like, "And I promised," and no one's gonna hear anything.
We should ride in on stallions.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
man.
swords.
Dude, they do have horses there.
Excalibur.
They do.
Is this
Aw,
like at the Renaissance
lost my
Festival
Excalibur.
that
Yeah,
you guys are gonna do?
that's
it?
I
okay.
actually had Excalibur for our wedding,
Did you
Oh.
really?
and last time I went to the Renaissance Fair, well, 2 times ago, I left it at the gate because like, no, you can't have it. It's too sharp.
It's too long.
And I pulled it. I was like, it's not even sharp. Like, oh, it is. Okay. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna take that. I'm like,
You're shaving with this.
and then
Do they keep it?
I was so drunk I forgot to get it.
Oh.
And then I remember. By the time I remembered, like a
no.
week later, I was like, "Do you guys still have it?" And they're like, probably not. Like, you know?
Yeah,
Nope,
we
never seen it before.
definitely took that home.
It wasn't good. I bought.
Probably
Like,
the same person that took those cards.
I got
Yeah.
30 swords for like $10. So like that
Yeah,
was one
that's
of them.
true.
Maybe we could do like a half and half. We could do like
I have
half
an old
Renaissance.
samurai sword if you want to borrow it.
Dude,
The handle's glued.
I got nice.
Now they're talking about swords.
Oh, wait.
I was just watching South Park. It's got a real dragon on the blade, painted right on the blade.
What? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I feel like we don't have any cool things that we're interested in that are the same. That's one thing that's
Together.
different about us.
oh,
Like you get, yeah.
We don't
We
have
don't
things
have
we like
any
together.
hobbies.
You guys
together.
both like the Renaissance Festival.
No,
No,
or
I just
fair or
pretend I do
whatever.
because
Oh.
it like makes her happy.
Oh.
He's lying.
Like we're not into like the same.
We don't do any hobbies together. Like
No.
Okay,
Like
we,
that we're passionate
let's fix
about.
that right now. I'm just kidding.
We don't. We don't. Know we know we should do.
We
We
do,
should
we
just
just-
do hobbies together.
Oh, well, that's what we do normally.
What
is
if we just do hobbies
separate.
around each other?
next to.
Yeah,
In close
that's
We just
all I
look at
want.
each other.
I just want to like instead of just like let's go to the bar and like talk.
Yeah.
Like, dude, let's
Is that-
knit. Okay, let's knit
knit.
something, bro.
Yeah, there you
you guys
go.
can knit. Well,
No, we can't knit.
We're men.
We gotta
Yeah,
do
how?
we're men.
We're gonna like go
You'll eat
golfing.
turkey legs.
We're
Yeah.
gonna like
golf
talk
and
about
stuff.
baseball and
Uh,
the Niners or
Yeah.
Josh isn't into any of those things.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
Neither is he.
We could be.
We could be.
We are.
We're men.
I feel like you and
You
Lucas
both-
probably
Even
when
do
we're
a lot
not
of the
into it,
same
we're
stuff.
into it.
You
We're
guys
into
are
it.
both into like what, like doing, making things, and
I'm not cutting anything with my saw
Cutting.
ever again.
at least he knows how to fix it.
Yeah,
You both cut down
yeah,
trees.
He just
That's what I'm
Tourniquet.
saying. I
Tourniquet.
feel like they
Turn
have
it
some
go somewhere
similarities.
else. You're gonna want to go somewhere else for this one. We do.
That's right.
We don't do hands here.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Sorry, we got a thing against hands.
Pretty
Read
bad.
the sign, bud. No hands policy.
Could you imagine? I do feel like that's kind of how it is there.
Doctor Strange would
No.
be pissed.
Some.
That's a
most
joke
places
people
don't
know.
have.
Doctor Strange, you know.
No, I don't watch.
But you at home, you got that. I need to go to bed.
All right, we're coming up onto our hour.
Oh no!
So
Save me.
this is so much fun. See, I told you, it just kind of
Oh, it
happens.
does,
it
for
just
sure.
happens. We're
Yeah.
just, one thing I want to say, you guys, I love how you guys look at each other.
Aw.
It's so cute. Like the
Thank
whole
you.
I
time,
wish my wife looked at me like that.
Well,
I just don't do
See?
it in front.
Like now she's like, "Are you serious?"
Are you serious right now?
I
just
feel like
don't-
she looks at you the whole
I do.
time.
No.
See, even she.
Do you notice?
Ow. Ow. Headphones. No, it was like, it's cute.
It's
That's
table
it.
talk. If we were playing euchre, it'd be banned.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to play that. I know.
I just had I just had
can't
this
do it.
conversation at work today. I can't do it again. Okay.
What,
My
about
wife's an
euchre?
embarrassment.
I don't get it.
We're in Michigan. She can't
Michelle
play
doesn't like
euchre.
it either.
I've learned like 6 times. Pretty much every time I've played, I've learned, and
We're
I
learning
I don't
tonight.
remember again. So
Listen.
don't feel bad.
Oh
Listen.
my gosh.
Okay, so you know how to count.
Yes.
Okay.
Barely.
So you got a number order, and then you got like we'll just call it a color order,
Okay.
and then you got shapes too. So there's,
Nobody wants to
there's
hear
colors
about
and shapes. Okay.
I love it.
Yes.
Everyone wants to hear it. Everyone in Michigan's like, "Wow, really? Really?" They're
So this
they're
is
tuning
like,
out right
it's
now.
like the Trump thing, right? Where you just have to like play whatever.
2024.
Huh?
Ah, got him. You got your Trump cards and you got your Biden cards. Okay, ones are really good, and ones you're gonna lose with every time.
Here we go.
Every single
Here we
time.
go.
I'll let you figure out which is which.
My shirt's so sparkly on there.
How many times can I wink in
does look
one
very
podcast?
Extra sparkly.
Also, if you're listening at home, I just winked.
And it was sexy, even though I missed it.
Yeah, everyone was like,
She wasn't
"Oh, I
looking
get it."
though.
I get it. Okay.
You know how much money that costs?
I'm sorry.
Not that much. It was like
Um,
$10.
Are we
That's why
good?
it sucks. Yeah, I'm happy. Are you guys happy?
Are you guys
Very
You
happy?
talk
yeah.
about everything
Yeah.
you had to
Yeah,
talk about?
I think so.
Any like weird like
I feel like,
you didn't talk about sex like one time though.
which is weirard, yeah.
We're saving that for tonight.
Oh, okay,
Hey,
that's fine. That's
yo.
fine. Save all the energy. Save it.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to give me some of that too. You know?
Well, now that I found out my mom listens to this podcast, we can't talk about it anymore.
Yes, we can. She's gonna
Actually,
she's
she's
gonna be
fine with
drooling
it.
at home.
Yeah,
She's like,
she's fine with it. If my dad says he
Wait, hold on.
listens, no, we're not talking about
hold
it.
on. Can you do the thing?
What thing?
Your mom's watching at home. Can you do it? Yeah. Anyways, I forgot which buttons to press because it feels like it's been years since we did a podcast.
I know.
Babe.
So weird. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
for
I know you were
having us.
nervous, Josh, but you did fantastic.
It was
And
fun.
you
It was
guys are like
cool.
best friends now, so that's great.
Hanging out.
Because I really want him to have quality male friends, which you do. But like
All your friends are shit.
that is not what I meant.
She's always trying to hook me up.
Yeah, I
With other
just
guys.
He is a good catch. He's a
it's
good
even
catch.
better when I like love the wife and like I'm obsessed with her. So
Aw. Well,
yeah,
thank you.
it's pretty
Hey,
cool.
they don't need any more fuel for their
For bedtime.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, guys.
Thanks for having
We
us.
love you.
Love you too.
Stay sexy and don't get murdered.
I want to
Oh.
say thank you to all of our fan.
Brittany, Mama Julie,
Mom.
we love you.
I look
And my
tired
mom.
because I haven't slept for real. So thanks for telling me the other day.
Mom,
But,
I hope you heard all of us this time because she's the one that said we can only hear Lucas.
And I have an acronym. No, I won't show that. My wife gave me.
Don't show it.
See you next Tuesday.